Oh, it was a great day of golf at the Wagga Wagga Country Club, the second of the regional qualifiers for the Ford Women's New South Wales Open, and a star certainly did rise in Claire Shin. She was absolutely sensational with both her long and short game. As we take a look at the highlights of the day's proceedings, her putting game was superb, Claire Shin, as you can see on screen. We also had a situation where Annika Rathbone, who led coming into the second round, probably faltered a little bit throughout the day, but had some highlights, no doubt about that. And we also had the presence of a couple of others who really did shoot up the leaderboard towards the back end. There's no doubt about that, including that of Amy Walsh, who was superb. Maybe had a couple of bogeys which let her down in the middle of the round, but finished off reasonably well, and she was a threat at certain stages of the round today. Just in terms of the performance of Claire Shin, probably the highlight for me was her long game. She was very good with her low trajectory drives off the tee. Her putting game was superb, as you can see with both the long putts and short putts. She wasn't fazed at all by any of the pressure, and ultimately that proved to be one of her assets. There's no doubt about that. And just in terms of the performance of one of our internationals, Kylie Henry, she was pretty good throughout the day, of course, coming from Scotland, the veteran. Probably faded a little bit towards the back end of the round, but slowly grew into the game. There's no doubt that she really did grow in confidence, I suppose, once we got through the first few holes. But Claire Shin was a standout, finishing at 14 under par, receiving the typical shower. She was very jubilant, seemed very calm and composed, and still got plenty of scope for improvement for a youngster. Of course, born in Auckland, she has done a lot of her golfing pedigree in Australia and training in Australia as well, and she is a star of the future based on what we saw today. So Claire Shin at 14 under par finished 3 shots ahead of Amy Walsh. Jordan O'Brien certainly did come into the round late at 10 under par, really a bolter from nowhere. Kylie Henry finished 4th. Catherine Norris had a good start to the round and then faded a little bit towards the back end, tied for 5th with South Australian Caitlin Pearce. But it was a day to remember for Claire Shin, winning the second regional qualifying event of the Women's New South Wales Open from Wagga Wagga.